All right, guys, let's get into the original Craigslist or the original Google. This is a phone book in a phone booth that you don't see anymore. In New York City, they're getting rid of all the phone booths. They're taking them out. People really don't need to use a phone booth anymore because people have cell phones. But one of the things that used to be in every phone booth was a phone book. This is a real deal old school phone book. It's, I don't know, it has to be about 500 or 600 pages thick. This is where you went to look up people, to see their name, address. Not only did it have, where people lived, but it would also have, businesses advertised in the phone book. So let's say, for instance, I'm looking up, John Smith. Now I would just go into Google and type in, John Smith. And, I'd probably get a bunch of names, so I might have to make it more specific, like John Smith, Manhattan. Well, each phone book was in each borough, and it was specific to that borough. So I'm in Queens. I have a Queens phone book that would have all the names of all the people that lived in Queens. It would have their name, their address, their telephone number. So if I'm in Queens, I'm looking up John Smith. I'm only going to find John Smith in Queens. I'm not going to see John Smith in Brooklyn or the Bronx. So a little bit different. Also, businesses, if looking for ice cream, I need an ice cream vendor. I would find ice cream vendors that were in Queens. Now, people can advertise from anywhere inside this phone book. And you have people that are advertising in this particular phone book that are not in this particular area, from outside of the area. I've actually seen other states that are actually advertising in this phone book. People still use phone books. Usually older people use phone books. When I found this phone book, I found the phone booth, and then it had the phone books in it. And sometimes they have two phone books. They'll have like a big thick phone book like this one, and they'll have like a skinnier one, which is more of a business phone book. What it'll have is all the businesses in that area. This phone booth had both. Like this phone book still has a Sears, and the Sears in this area closed down a long time ago. I like looking through the phone book. You start to see stuff that you would never normally see. Some of this stuff is not on the internet. You'll never see it again, but it's here. So now that says Harlem Hospital right there. And there's different sanitation companies and flower companies. These places are not in the area I'm in. They're way far away, but they're advertising here. Just advertising. And advertising usually, it wasn't cheap. To advertise in the phone book, depending on what type of ad you were going to put in, it could cost you some money. It can cost you anywhere between, $50, $100 to a couple of $100. And, it was pretty thick, and it was just there. You would pay more money if you wanted your advertisement, on the front page of the phone book or the back page, something like that. But the phone book was the original Craigslist. The phone book was the original Google. When you were looking things up, you went to the phone book. And then you used that phone book to, make phone calls, use the phone booth. You don't see phone booths anymore. They're taking them away. In New York City, they're removing all the phone booths. And the phone books were out of the phone booths a long time ago. Sometimes if you see old movies, somebody goes to a phone book and a phone booth, and they're looking for somebody, and they see, they look through the phone book and they see the name, and then they rip the whole page of the phone book out because that has like the name and the address of the people. I mean, people used to take these phone books when they were in phone booths, and they would light them on fire. They would rip them out. It would be, they'd beat each other up with phone books. So like I said, I was surprised when I saw this phone book in this phone booth, and I said, let me document that. Let's get that on film, because you might not see it again. And I left it back. I put it back in the phone booth where it was for other people to see it. I don't know if anybody uses it, if anybody even knew it was there. I noticed it. and I enjoyed flipping through it. Maybe if I'm back in this location again, maybe I'll go through it more slowly where I can pick things. I was seeing a lot of advertisements in there of businesses that don't exist anymore. And you couldn't even find some of these advertisements the way they're laid out on the internet. I mean, it's print ad, so not everything back then went from print, to the internet. I would have to probably scan it in or take a picture of it or something. But anyway, it was there. It existed. I got it on film. You guys hopefully watched it and enjoyed it. And that's really it. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment. I hope all is well. I hope everybody's doing good. I don't know. God bless you. Make some money. Stay healthy. And that's it. All right. Bye-bye.